Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back to another episode of our ongoing live stream series. How we doing? Happy Friday. We've made it. Jade Izzle, good day. We're 16 episodes in. That's 32 hours of content with Cities 2. What a fun timeline. And the city is looking great. That's cool. I'm happy. We're trying the expanded entirety of Cities 1 soundtrack. We'll see if I liked the majority of it. There's only like 2 radio stations that I actually really care for, so I might end up changing this, but who knows? Man, so much to do in, like, where do you even start right now, eh? So I think for, like, today's episode, one of the main focuses should be, like, filling in some of these, like, massive gaps. Like, we got to be, like, steamrolling here, but my thought is if we put down, like, a lot of people, they're going to want jobs, they're going to want hopes and dreams and all other fun stuff like that. So I think if we zone hard, put some trees in some of these missing open areas here, too, that'll help us kind of, like, unlock some more height for the downtown. Tex, hello. Wobbly, hello. Hey, what up, dudes? Welcome in. How we doing? Yeah, see, like, what is this soundtrack already, right? Operetta style. There we go. Oh, all that jazz. Ooh, one of my favorite stations. Ooh. I haven't heard this in a while. All right, match made in heaven. Let's go. A little bit smoother. A little bit more mellow for the Friday. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Let's get working. So I have, I've gathered you all here today. Yeah, right. 402. Why, hello. What's up, dude? Oh, thanks, but no thanks. The game is helpful until it's not, if that makes sense. Mittens. What website am I on? It's called YouTube. Up and coming. Like, you're joking, but I do distinctly remember the era when I was telling my friends about it. And I'd be like, yeah, it's like YouTube. You just go watch, like, it's mainly cat videos. People are like, huh. And they type in, like, the letter U. And I'm like, no. It's like Y-O YouTube. And they'd be like, oh. Like, I'm that old. Not that that's, like, that long ago, but I distinctly remember just, like, you know, watching the first few videos and being like, well, this is nifty. And then YouTube would count up to 10,000 of your watch history videos. For some reason, my friend and I were just on this quest to see who could get to 10,000 first, eh? Well, we're older than Google. You know what's crazy, Mittens? You know, Ask Jeeves, like ask.com, that just shut down like 2 weeks ago. That's been running the entirety of this time. All right, so for those of you who are entirely caught up with the series, bless. I appreciate that. But our last episode, we were just in here doing, oh golly, just like transit, expansion, that kind of stuff. But I had a thought here. I was like, and what? No, we were going somewhere with this. No, what was it, though? Oh, yes. We had just put down education. Oh, my God, the irony of that statement. Maybe you need to go back to school. No. So we had just brought the education levels, like, really up for this neighborhood, so should be ready for some more people here. And our goal for that was to get offices. And I have somehow resisted, and I did not download anything new between our last stream and today. Somehow. Also been playing a lot of Forza. Okay. I want to kind of keep an eye on our demands, and I want to be a bit smarter with our density through here. So I think for the lower density demand, let's maybe use this area up here. And I love that there's so many trees here, so we really do need to plant some. Also close to the new school. Hell yeah. Well, I hope this work week just flew right on by for you guys, eh? Nothing wrong with Friday sneaking up on you, eh? Nothing worse than Monday sneaking up on you, but a Friday, you're like, oh, hello, old friend. A pleasant surprise to see you here. Especially when you think it's like Thursday in your head, you know? The simple things. And I believe public transit should be pretty decent here, but maybe a new bus line to kind of help out a bit with this expansion. Conservative, let's try a little bit of mixed right here. Just for some variety. And then my favorite medium density asset these days, the Netherlands style. All right, already a massive dent in our demand right there. And we do have some rising industrial demand, which is not the end of the world, but I do want to have industry be more offices right now. And I spent quite a bit of money last stream. So we should start trying to accumulate some more right now. But I think the addition, like the change in the towers downtown, like that's so good, right? And what's funny too is I was staring at some like really just wildly like beautiful pictures of downtown Sharana with the like dome open for Sky Dome. And I think we've nailed that vibe for right here. I'm really happy with that. I'm sad this poor tower though, eh? I still like that tower, but I like this one more. She is a good-looking skyline, my friend. She's a good-looking skyline. All right, not to get distracted here. Let's keep on going. And we threw down that baseball diamond. I just saw the asset again for that, which is reminding me. So I think I want to maybe like populate that little park area. Okay, beautiful mall. Loving that still. And then maybe a bit more parking, as kind of silly as that sounds, or like another series of big boxes nearby. Look how cool this is. People are using the highway. Is my chat not working no more, or is no one chatting? Oh, no one's chatting. That's okay. Mr. Chase, welcome in. We're just getting started anyway. No need for anybody to chat. Always lovely to chit-chat, though. Mr. Chase, how are we today? Happy Friday. Jade is still doing the Lord's work. Thank you, sir. MJ Haas, what up, dude? Okay, if we're doing a parking lot like this, that actually worked out kind of well. Let's get rid of the traffic light there, but that's kind of cool. I feel like maybe we face the diamond the other way, though, because if you're constantly getting hit by, like, dingers, that might make you a little bit upset if you're parked here all the time, right? Okay, not too bad, eh? Not too bad. Then what else is going in this park? I do think we should rotate this for real. Oh, this is, oh, that's cool. It's like multiple things. Oh, that's really interesting. Huh. It's like a multi-piece decal. Oh, that's cool. And I believe it's a surface pack. Yeah. That's cool. Oh, that's so dorky. How cool this is, actually. Oh, I don't know why I love that, but I really love that. All right, maybe some bleachers, maybe a fence or two. Let's see what we can do here. Well, I appreciate you guys making your way over from the Twitch side of the world over to YouTube. Kind of weird having that, like, crossover, right? Normally it's the opposite. Is there, like, a park fence, maybe? No. Or iron. Or chain link fence. Chain link. No. What is Twitch? Well, if you're twitching, you might need to go see the doctor. David, what's up, dude? I really liked that from the industry's DLC, that you could just put fences down. I'm really feeling like we're missing some pieces right now. Do you have bleachers? No. Bleacher? Stand. Well, so much for decorating this park, right? Well, yeah, huh. All right, let's do our best with what we got, but I might need to download some stuff here. I do feel like these should be able to be, like, differently sized. That's kind of cool. Oh, that works out well with that, actually. Yeah, let's get a little, like, kind of seating area in here. Where's that really nice, yeah, here we go. One of these things. Let's see if these want to overlap. It's a bit close to the diamond, so I don't think that's the one. No, still not quite. Parkside Cafe, bit better. Bit better. It's still kind of close to the diamonds. Maybe we can do a better job with that. And if we can't find the right fence asset, we can come back and kind of like re-fence this. Ooh. Uh-oh. There we go. Skylines Rock Radio. One of the least listened to ones. Not a bad track though, eh? And then maybe like a little ring road of trees? Yeah, sure. Sure. I like trees. Not a bot! No way! Not a bot. Thanks, man. Not a bot. Time's an illusion. Ooh, the alerts are working today. They weren't working last day. Thanks, man. Not about that's dorky and cool. I really appreciate that, dude. Not about how we doing. I'm stone cold addicted to Forza. I'm having so much fun with that over on Twitch, dude. Well, thank you for the support. Happy Friday. I hope the day's treating you well. You're always and forever will be a legend. Workday finally over. Need to get the bike clean for tomorrow's ride. Man, dude, I still... Like, the battery died in my scooter in the winter. And I'm still in this weird state of limbo where I haven't done anything with it yet, eh? I gotta find, like, a approved garage. Like, the Vespas are, like, really weird about the warranty stuff, but... At this point, I might just be like, F it, and let anyone work on it. That's some FOMO. We'll be safe and have fun. And even that's kind of cute looking, right? Not too shabby, but I'm kind of envisioning like some bleachers and somewhere to sit and kind of watch the game too. It's going to be summer for you. It is. It is. I have a colleague from Toronto said it's like low 70s already. It is getting hot, dude. They probably are a little bit hotter already. We didn't get very much snow this winter, on the West Coast especially. All right, I'm kind of already missing the other playlist. I'm very much a man of just like, I know what I like and I like what I know. You know what I mean? Like, oh my heaven. What playlist would you like to listen to then? Either the Surviving Mars or the I don't know. I do not know. 1 second, please. Let's do Surviving Mars. That one's pretty good. Perfect. Yeah, we have a planned camping trip coming up too, eh? No, I'm such like a old, you know, what is it? Can't teach an old dog new tricks, right, or whatever. I'm just so like baked in my my ways. Where are you headed? I think Vancouver Island is going to be our camping destination this year. Kind of the same deal as last year. We're going to have a bunch of people fly in, drive in, come visit, and then group camping out in the Canadian wilderness. It's going back to where you used to live, what, in the woods? Raised by wolves, raised by bears? Like a true Canadian lumberjack. He speaks to the wilderness. No, contrary to popular belief, most Canadians aren't actually raised in the woods. We actually live in, like, houses and stuff, eh? Oh, Vancouver Island! Oh, well, I don't... Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I did technically live there, that's true. Yeah, I think you meant like a Sharana joke, eh? Or like out and about. Yeah, back to the island. I haven't been there in a while, man. I like the island. It'll be nice to go back. The island's kind of a special place. All right, well, not too shabby as our expansion continues through here. That park, it's cute. Definitely needs some work, though, eh? And then maybe a bit more, like, community, like, kind of vibing in between the two. We could put a service building in here. Modern City Hall. Ooh, we need old City Hall and modern City Hall for the downtown. Oh, a French city hall is also very beautiful. These are all great, eh? All right, well, I wanted a citizen service center. A little bit of a bigger asset. Funny enough, we're just outside the box here. We can probably manipulate that, though. Let me zoom out, make sure we're not too close to another one. No, we're okay. Pipster, Steven, welcome in. 100K pop, I didn't even notice that. It's a good shout, too. Red Dead will forever live in my mind as cinema. And, like, I need to finish that game, but I'm like, I don't ever want to finish it, because I love living in the, like, I don't know what's coming, but I know what's coming kind of, you know? What a great game, dude. Pipster, how are we today? Happy Friday, welcome in. Steven, hope all is well. Dom, what up, dude? Dom, if I had $1 for every comment of yours I did not respond to, like, you'd be rich. I have to respond, dude. I love that you comment. .007 time. Ooh, for you or me. Also, how do we do that with Red Dead? You know what I mean? This is going to be kind of like, oh, dearie me. I'd be rich for every chat message ignored on Twitch. Who said that? You would be. There we go. Another hour and a half of work. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Yo, I'm treasure car hunting. Ooh, Steven, really, eh? What are you trying to find? Like, that's just it, Jen. I don't even know what they are. All right, well, we're just expanding some residential. Our goal is to eventually get the demand back up for some, what's it called? Offices. Oh, that's huge. And I think we were saying, ooh, excellent. Excellent. That's oh, it's only one signature building. I do need to download some more stuff. As crazy as I am with downloading things, I think I need more. At minimum, try to thumbs up any video. Thank you very much for that, too. Someone went through and disliked almost all of the videos, and I was like, oh, that's nice of you, thanks. But we're still batting, like, the average is, like, wild. Very, very, it's like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, 20 tops dislikes between the entirety of all these now, which is so cool. Oh, Lincoln Field. Okay. You know what? This could be the other downtown, in air quotes. This is old downtown. That might be kind of fresh over here on the waterfront. So we still have the train station that needs to be connected inward. We decided this is going to be kind of like older downtown. And then that's like the older port area. And that would make sense because the port's kind of like, you know, in the pollution wants to go that way zone. You're finishing 007 tonight? Is the game just not that long? Or are you pouring that many hours in? Or like, do we need another stadium over here? I feel like we have a fair number of stadiums, and we probably would need one just to kind of spread them out over to here. And then the building itself is on a bit of an angle, so maybe that kind of comes into play too? This is where the Dodgers play, I think, right? Burbs need stadiums too. Yeah, I think the suburbs officially are going to be, like, up here, I want to say. But there's been some talk of another small town possibly starting to show itself over here. Yeah, the game's about 15 to 20 hours to complete, but it's a definite 9.5 out of 10. Damn, eh? It's interactive movie kind of vibe. We'll see how it unfolds. The region is big, and we haven't even touched this side yet. My fear, though, is we're going to end up with one super mega, like, quadruple bajillion size city. My computer's going to go on fire. So I may not make it that ambitious, but I kind of, like, want to at the same time, too. But if we could start a few, like, satellite hybrid cities and just kind of see how the region evolves, that would make me happy, too. But I think, like, maybe in this pocket. Let me put a key wall in and just see how this feels. I'll buy some tiles, make this easier. A satellite university town. That's not a bad shout. Actually, that's not a bad shout at all. Like a little cutesy campus. What would they specialize in, maybe? They have like a agricultural center or something like that. Gives it the reason for a stadium, too. Okay. I want to download... I think the stadium is too big for a downtown, unless it was a school. Oh my gosh. Every time I play, I forget to do this. And I'm always wondering why the slope looks so goof troop. That's not bad, luckily. Davis, hello there. Davis, how's she going? Happy Friday. That'll look so cool, just like below the... Yeah. I'm going to try putting that in there. Oh, that works out very well. Could be like a trade university, so they... graduate to eventually move into the city. Yeah. What would we use to represent that, though? I don't know if I want to use any of the default dance stuff. I'd probably, like, download something, I think, right? Because I like the buildings, but I feel like these buildings don't have enough, like, oomph to them. And I think we're going to use the college in this part to kind of make it seem like that was the, you know, for Old City. Busy. House is getting a lot of showings all of a sudden. I'm happy. Excellent. Well, good luck. Stressful as always. Oh, that's a nice looking high school, dude. This used to be just slightly away from that one, eh? Go to the mods page. The last thing we're going to do is shop. Are you kidding me? I would never close the game back down afterwards. No, I'll get stuff like ahead of the stream. A few things kind of like go wrong in air quotes too. You don't really need to run a risk of a game crash, that kind of stuff, right? Stressful, but it'll be over soon. I just remember like one time when I don't know what we were doing or why we were doing it. But you know how like your parents sometimes just like to go to open houses? I remember one time, I was like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, some age where I was just old enough to understand the world and old enough to be like disappointed. I remember I saw someone take something. Like they were like rummaging through and they're like, I don't know what it was. I remember distinctly, and I didn't tell anyone because I didn't know what to do. I was a child. But I've always been like afraid of having like open houses or like, you know, people come for like a showing. That one bad apple, the one in the million, that's going to be like, I'll take this whole guy's television. No one will notice, you know? I was just like mortified. You're like, people just dig through drawers, right? You're like, what? Obviously not everybody does that. And like, so help me God, you better not, right? But I just remember like being like, oh my God, you know? Worst fear. It's just like, yeah. Letting people in like that. I don't know. Do I have trust issues? I think the stadium literally lives right here. I think it's off that road. And then this is going to be kind of a fun challenge, but we could try to work the trains around that. Let's see if that wants to sit here first. Okay. So that rail continues elevated this way. Okay. Those rails could meet back up with that one. But we still had the thought that we are going to try to incorporate some rail. And, like, so help me. Where's it going to fit? I don't know, but we're going to try. But we do want possibly a train station and for sure some rail going through here. Which is like, huh.
All citizens are advised to seek shelter at this time.
Have a train going through, like, T-Mobile Park. I don't know if it wants to go over top or not. And we did, like, a really nice bend of the rail to kind of accommodate the SoFi Stadium here. Oh, this is where the Rams play. Yeah. Well, then, yeah, sorry, the Dodgers. I think I said that, too. Wow, I'm really a hot mess by Friday, eh? I think by Friday, I'm just ready to sleep. The week wears me out, apparently. I don't even do very much. All right, please put down a stadium, and let's see how it feels. Oh. Oh, you're a winner. Oh, that is 1,000% made for that spot. That's cool looking. Just Friday? Well, it's worse on Fridays. Thank you, though. Get out of here. No, I don't know. By Friday, I'm a little bit worn out. By Monday, you're like, I'm so gung-ho. But by Friday, you're like, please, not at this volume. Beautiful. Does that one want to continue? And that could be a roundabout. I'm going to attribute it to the music because I'm feeling the vibe from the music now more than the other one. I'm like that on Mondays when I get to work. Monday for me is never bad. I'm always just so excited to stream and just kind of like, you know, get her done. But by Friday, I've just like burned so bright throughout the week that I'm just ready for a recharge. That kind of feeling. Yeah, that fits extremely well there. If we were going to try for a station, we got to put it in before more pieces come into play. Otherwise, like, it's never going to fit. So a downtown train station. That's elevated rail coming through that we already put in place. Thank God we did at least that much. And then the other thought was maybe we download an elevated train station. I think I had that as a thought last day, too. Let's be friends. And there's a picture of a bee on it. Oh my goodness. Small overground train station. What does that look like? It's just far enough away that it would kind of make sense, like right in here almost, eh? Or like maybe the rail has a slip track that comes down or something. Good transit options here, indeed. I've been told that I'm no longer allowed to talk. You are not silenced here, how dare you? Yeah, just kept down this rail up, eh? It's fun trying to, like, work it through, but it really should have been done a bit earlier. And I was kind of preaching that we should. Apparently, I don't even listen to myself sometimes. What do they say? We are our own worst enemies, right? The elevated rail go along that way. The transit hub would make sense to have a train station near it. It's just like my thought process would be like big cities would have maybe an elevated rail corridor that would break off and would have like one main line. So we could have the main line stay elevated and go through with one or two like breaks or a different terminus station. They're just very big, yeah. Or we pass it through like a central station because that would be so cool. But like again, like how are we going to fit this in, eh? Historic train station also might look nice. It'd just be crazy talk to try to get this in here. Not impossible, though, but it's a little bit crazy talk. We have enough roads open that it's not actually out of the question. But it's getting the rail to kind of, like, gently come in and look like it's part of that whole operation. Okay, I might live to regret this, but I'm gonna give it a real shot here.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the
Okay, so an old waterfront train station. Cute. A few of these buildings might need to be relocated, which is not the end of the world. Very beautiful. Must be preserved. But I do kind of like, you know, trying to respect, like, once we're in for a building, we keep it there. Minus the tower, minus this, right? That's cute. And then the older buildings look nice on the waterfront, too, so the brick is nice to preserve. And then who talks to who with transit right here? Okay, so none of the transit routes will get disrupted. So theoretically, we could move some of this around. A level crossing at grade would be so crazy cool. Again, not impossibly out of the question if this is the older infrastructure. That's really cool because the curve, I love that. You know what? This may have a chance at working here. I don't think we're going to get too lucky because of this, though, eh? Okay, let's pause it. I'm going to move this road. A little bit of disruption, though. And it's just my own fault for not trying this sooner, but I think we're going to be giving ourselves a fun challenge right here by trying to pull this off. And then if we can remember, we'll try for an elevated station for our next stream. Not that we're going to, like, get rid of this one, but just to kind of add a bit more to somewhere along this, like, route. You're never going to believe what game I'm playing right now. Forza? Or did you bump open the Hell Let Loose Vietnam? Oh, I'm zoom in. I have FOMO. 402, officially your GT is still stock, but I think, like, I need to. I don't know if you've been seeing the Adam Victor wonderful emotes, or, not emotes, liveries. Okay, so our road would have to go over top of the catenary wires there if we're going to try this. This might be happier as an avoidance or an underneath kind of thing. Let's try avoiding maybe that crossroad. Zoom, zoom, the old Mazda commercials. I was working on some stuff last night while sharing my screen. Went to a friend's tab and was greeted with all that artwork. I was like shooketh when I was like, and then I didn't know who made it till I clicked on it, and then I was like, no way. And I've immediately downloaded like all of them, being like, how to use this correctly without going to Twitch jail. All right. Again, I really feel like I'm kind of pressing my luck here by trying all this, but I need to know if we can sneak this in, eh? And then, you know what? Since we're here, since we're making some effort, since we're redoing a little bit of the flow right here, I think for the visual symmetry, I'd like that to be in line with the train station. If the train station is going to, like, in air quotes, be here a bit earlier, it probably would have been. Also, I may be doing some late night convoying again tonight. Okay, 10-4, 10-4. My plan for later is Hell Let Loose Vietnam with Slayer. It is free weekend. Yeah, cute. I say Blue Jay's way. That's cute. Blue Jay. I honestly feel that there's some hidden tribute to Toronto. Not even hidden. Like, how do you explain this? Do you know what I mean? Blue Jay's Way is the street where you'd find the Skydome where the Blue Jays play, where you'd find, like, all of this. So that's kind of like those little Easter eggs. I don't know if that's intentional or how that ended up being, but Blue Jay Way, it's kind of a cute little, that makes you smile. And that's a little bit of traffic you've made there, bud, eh? It's because you still live in Toronto. I don't know. Do I? If I look out the window, I don't think I see the CN Tower anymore. It is a beautiful city. This is a beautiful city. Okay, so this can go back. And then that converges into there. And I think the line might actually continue straight for the sake of like how the industry and port and stuff would have, you know, gone through. Did you order your wheel yet? No, I was looking this morning. I still don't know what I want. I'm starting to like lean towards the thermal take, or sorry, Thrustmaster. Okay. Holy moly, this is going to be really fun and tough. All right, so the hotel, this intersection might be removed. That school is beautiful, so let's preserve it by moving it. Also, I love this. Up high. Ah, so dorky. I love the Art Deco in this game. The Art Deco, like, I keep comparing to Cities 1, but Cities 1, out of nowhere, like, it just, like, the organic growth of that game, the DLCs that were made because they seemed like they were something that needed to be put in next, like, that approach is very lovely. I hope they recycle some of them. Because there is a very beautiful Art Deco little, like, content creator pack that was just very nice. I don't think there's anything stopping us from doing an elevated corridor as well, eh? I'm sorry to be so indecisive about this. I think we need to, like, make sure we're just doing this correctly here. We're also faced with the metro. Oh my goodness, what a fun challenge. So what we could do is over top of the metro or underneath it. Either or would kind of satisfy me. But something we could do is, instead of having the road, or so the rail go out that way, we could try to wrap and follow the waterfront a bit. And like connect up with the overhead lines over here. Like this one can continue straight even as an elevated line through the city. That'd be insane, dude. No way. All right, well, let's see. Let's see, eh? You know, it's kind of funny. I'll let you guys in on a little bit of a secret, you know what I mean? So back when I would do my YouTube videos, I would record kind of like, you know, as if we're like right now recording. I would possibly build myself into a hole like this, and then I would just stop recording, but I would just keep building to kind of see where I'd like organically end up with it, if that makes sense. And then I'd re-record it and make it seem like I was like, oh, this is what I meant to do the entire time. And so I don't have that like freedom and luxury by like making this series live. So it's kind of like a fun challenge to put ourselves through this. And it's nice to have some feedback and you guys with us too, but This may have been one of the moments where I like, okay, let's restart and try that again, but I think you need to push through these moments to kind of like, to see where you end up. And then we can make some decisions like, oh, we want to keep that, or no, I don't think that looks right. If we do continue this, though, I'm not going to be able to, like, interact with the metro correctly. I have to either go above or beyond, or below it, sorry. But that one might want to curve that way, and then we can go across here. Then we can make some effort and go, gosh, up and over the interchange maybe, eh? Yeah, it's good to see how the sausage gets made in this case. That's how I feel, too, and I feel like I need to get over this. Humans always seem to be waiting. I am the worst for this, right? But you're waiting for this, like, perfect combination of whatever it is. You know, the perfect weather, the perfect day, the perfect stroke, the perfect, you know, flick of the wrist. A perfect scenario doesn't really present itself very often. And so we have to kind of be, like, okay with imperfection. That's where I'm kind of at with, like, the creation and, like, the, you know, the back end side of this. Be okay at being sweaty. You know what I mean? It's all right to fail. All right, so going over doesn't look that convincing, and that's not exactly a lot of height difference over here. That needs to be gently adjusted. And so, yeah, maybe we do end up going underground for that portion, but then how do you get the elevated one in, eh? I like the thought of that elevated corridor, keeping it itself nice and strong through. Let me bring the rail up this way, and I'll see how that kind of starts looking. Very New York, Chicago right now, having the rail over top of the road. Guys, if you haven't already, and if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, please, and thank you. I'd appreciate that. Lets people know that we're having some fun here, you know? It's not terrible. Or if it's terrible, it's like tolerable terrible, you know? Yeah, he's alright, this guy. He's alright. Oh my heaven. I'm gonna try it. Let's go over top of this whole shebang. So let's try 20 meters, which is pretty tall, but not, like, out of the question for a city corridor. You still want it to seem like, you know, not very believable, because then your city then starts to not feel believable, and then the story you're telling is like, I'm not buying this, dude. And then you get the ick, and you're like, I don't want to work on the city anymore. Something happened to it. I don't like it. And then that's it. Gone like the wind. You start a new city and you think about the things that went wrong, right? Steven, good reminder. Well, thank you for doing it, dude. When I do point it out, there are like a few people that are just like, oh yeah, and then they hit the dislike for some reason. So I've noticed it correlates to when I'm like making my speeches. I'm like, guys, if you could. It's normally like right after that someone hits the dislike, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Very kind of you. Still helps, but, you know. And the fact that, like, YouTube is removed, you know, like, you just can't see that is whatever, but YouTube treats it as engagement, so it still is helpful. Someone engaged with the stream or the content, but I feel like if you do that, at least give me constructive criticism as to why, right? Okay. I could buy that. Especially as we zoom out. That's not terrifying for kind of hiding in plain sight. Drogan, what up, dude? Drogan, I'm very happy you got Arma. And what are your thoughts? Are you trying out the Hell Let Loose Vietnam? They're doing a free weekend starting like literally now. You can play till Monday. What is it? Hell Let Loose. It's kind of like arcade style World War II, like squad-based game, like kind of like Battlefield. But they have a they have a Vietnam game coming out. Yeah, Friday. I'm just not good with the words. Holy moly, eh? All right, that says 179. That's fine. That's close enough. Yo, that is so crazy. That is actually crazy. That's cool. I'm gonna keep it. That is so crazy. But imagine like big density all around it, hidden in plain sight. You know, you're working on like 4th floor of an office building, a train zooms by. That's kind of cool. That is actually all kinds of kind of cool. So then are you going to put another train station in? Huh. Interesting thought. The trains are a great way to get from the region to the city. I'm not really treating the trains as a way to get around the cities itself, but I think the train would take you from like, you know, suburb to downtown. And like if we had the, you know, the old part of town connected to the new part of town via train, that would make sense. And that looks kind of cool now that I see this. Are you doing the naming of areas again? I absolutely am. I haven't really named anything officially off people so far with this series. I was going to be doing off some of the OGs and some of our commenters. Encourage commenting on the episodes. But so far, I think only the Porter Washington Parkway as our like true homage to the original city that brought us all together. Like Toronto, you name in different neighborhoods? Oh my god. Oh my days. Yeah, the rail corridor, like that blends so beautifully. Nothing really stands out incorrectly in my mind right now. That's cool looking. And I do think this one still actually wants to go to the left and then meet up. Oh, Drogon! Drogon! Heck yeah, dude. Drogon, what would you like, my friend? He's bought his way to the front of the line. All right, well, apparently that can be bought with money. Cool. Thanks, man. That is very generous. That's extremely above and beyond. And you've earned yourself, like, what do you want, eh? Yeah, I know. Apparently money just does a trick. Go figure. Yo, dude, thank you. Do you want to be the new stadium? Is that you? I just noticed that's a little bit crooked. I'm gonna just kind of like let the rail look nice. Stadium it is. Cool. I believe it's a baseball stadium where the LA Dodgers play. I'm probably mistaken, though. Romy, hello there. Yeah, for real, very kind, very helpful, man. Further cements that you're a legend. Yeah, it's got to gently get around that bend. Spot some milk and bread. Excellent. Some good staples. If you have leftovers, I'd have some too. Got the start of what's it called? French toast. Maybe we got some eggs in there too, even. Playing some Minesweeper. Ah, very 1998 of you. Any reason why? Drogon, I feel like I need a hotel or something to go along with the baseball stadium, eh? Okay, that's that curve looking better. And then that should be a bit tighter going into that. And then I might actually be able to get a smidgen of a interchange through here. For future development, eh? Yeah. Someone mentioned it, and I decided to play for the nostalgia. It's a tough game. It's a very simple game. It's a well-done game, but it's from that era of just, like, people needing to kind of, like, be idle on their computer without an internet connection or much to do. Even just, like, solitaire. Simple and beautiful. And then the 3D Space Cadet Pinball. That was one of the greatest eras of Windows games. Yeah, I think we could hide the fact that this is a little bit janky here if we did end up putting a little interchange in. Trillagio Hotel. Okay, I love it. I literally love it. All right, so this is Lincoln Financial. Who plays in Lincoln Financial? No way. Get out of here. Is that the Saints? Who is this? I don't know anything about sports, apparently. The Eagles! The Eagles! I knew that, actually. I knew it now. Damn it, of course. Yeah, of course, dude. Of course. Damn it. Oh, my gosh. I was like seconds away, I think, eh? Oh, my heaven. No, you were not. That's actually really cool. Oh, darn. That's so... Darn it. Oh, well, whatever. That pinball game was fantastic. Quigley! What up, dude? You still play it on the web. Yeah, I heard that. I want to download that. Because that was, like... I did not realize this was not a normal thing. But I just played pinball basically every single week. Like 2-3 days a week for eons growing up. Two of my uncles, who would babysit me often, had pinball machines. I thought that was totally normal. You just go to your uncle's place and your uncle's cool. And your uncle has a pinball machine. You know what I mean? The city's a lot of stadiums. Yeah, but what we're doing, though, right, is we're sports ball enthusiasts, just like me, obviously. And we're having the older part of the city. So pretend this is like one city here. And then this city got kind of like, oh, we got to grow and get big. And then it evolved into this. And this is like the newer downtown. The old port became the hipster area. The new port kind of became the functional part of the city over here. This is like our farming small town that got kind of absorbed as a byproduct of that. And so then these guys have all the major sports franchises checked. We have our sports ball. We have our sports ball. We have our sports ball. And we have our sports ball followed by our ice sports ball. Yeah, right. No, for real, though. We have got baseball, hockey, soccer. Maybe this is like different leagues. And then we have football, American football. And then we also have soccer. And I think there's one more American football somewhere in plain sight out here. I think I see the point you're trying to make. Yeah, there's another one. All right, so what? So what? We like sports ball out here, eh? Huh? I don't know. I think you should have every... Like, one of these could be rugby. Maybe it's like a minor league, a provincial... Yeah, different leagues. Exactly. Gooser. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let me actually name this, though. So we've got Drogon Stadium. This is cool. Yeah, see, kids, you too can buy my love. I do want to stress, absolutely unnecessary. Incredibly helpful, but our dream for YouTube is just to get those corporate ad dollars. Some kind of sponsorship. But if you guys want to help out, I absolutely will not stop you. It is so incredibly helpful. You just don't have to. But you get things like this if you do. So I don't know. It's up to you, eh? All right. So this is Drogon Stadium. And then I may need to download a hotel. I think I've used up all the ones we already have. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. We have some options here. So are you a Zony, or can I just plop this and you be happy with me? The Bartlett Building, Renaissance Hotel. That's cute. It doesn't really scream enough like panache to me, though. I would like something taller. I think these are the zoned ones, though, so I don't know how that's actually gonna function here. Yeah, ideally it's a ploppable. We have used these ones. Cute. Okay, so we have to head to the workshop. We have that as a placeholder, though. And then the Drillagio Hotel. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, so let's move this up and back. Okay, and that's the Bellagio. Bellagio, beautiful hotel, by the way. All right, so that needs its own, like, fountain waterworks thing. That's cool. What a wonderful addition, eh? So if everything goes to plan, we should have just enough time here to connect our trains and then just fill in, if we can, a bit more of the downtown. We're going to start moving here. So keep the speed going. Ideally, demand starts to go up for offices, but I still need to get a college campus in here to help with that. Holy smokes, eh? I do like the feeling that there's never really enough time to do all the things we want. There always is that inherent, like, I have to come back and do more with this game. And in an era, in 2026 especially, of, like, unfinished early access games that are kind of like a crapshoot. No offense to Skylines, but you're kind of like that at the start. Like, this one, it's coming around. It's having its heyday. It's becoming very, very fun. It's always been fun and addicting, but it's becoming very fun and addicting lately. So I'm really happy this game is just kind of like, you know, it's starting to have that happen. And as like a creator too, like I would just be so scared of like not enjoying this game anymore and then feeling like I'm forced to have to play it. Oh, you don't stream Skylines. You haven't made a Skylines video. It's like, oh boy. And I think, yeah, going over top of the road, that makes a lot of sense now. I like that. Then we can sneak underneath the highway. Incredible. Incredible. The vertical layers of city building is such a fun element to pursue. Because that is so much happening here on these levels. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Very Chicago approach. I know, I love it. Chicago, New York. Cool cities, dude. Chicago especially. Like, what a beautiful waterfront. And just like the elevated downtown loop. That almost lines up perfectly. That's incredible. Or just sheer randomness. The irony, too, is just enough off-center. That's all I see. Oh, for heaven. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, don't neglect the vertical game. Alright, see if we can move this whole... No. Uh-oh, God. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Wait a minute, wait. I might be able to undo this here. Hang on. Hang on. Click and then undo. Hang on. This mute for 10 seconds. There we go. Wow! That was very worrisome. All right, so I'm going to redo that. In case you're wondering what actually just happened there, the Move It mod does not like to talk to some of these buildings still. It's kind of like a known issue. Nothing to super panic about here. But there are some things that should not be manipulated post by Move It mod in the current state of the game. That is A-okay. For one split second, I almost panicked, but then I realized it is actually okay. It's a good thing you planned it that way. All of this is planned. Just remember that. Especially the unplanned parts. All of it is planned. No, like, I think David did make a good point there, right? To be able to see how the sausage is made in this sense, like, this could be helpful. Maybe you run into those kind of problems, too, and you might just, like, panic Alt F4, right? I was having issues with my game saving. Are you running mods or are you vanilla? Okay, now I need to try to find... you know what? I don't know. Maybe we get like a little casino area on the waterfront here next to the stadium for some nightlife, eh? Like Bellagio actual. Oh, I wish that was a bit better, eh? Let's not stress that. Beautiful asset. Did the, I don't think the patch went out yet, did it? For the next one from, Ice Flake? I'm gonna make this track go longer, and it's gonna go into the curve. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. A little bit of like casino, nightlife. I don't know if we have any concert venues per se yet. Theoretically, that's a station, or a stadium, sorry, that would do that. Yeah, our shopping list is getting extensive here. Elevated stations, speaking of stations. Nightlife activities. Hotels. Oh, yes, my friend. Oh, like, yes. Look at that finally connected. That's clean. I like that that's a nice straight line there, too. And I think that maybe does want to try to connect to the whole shebang. Because, yeah, this part of the corridor, that needs to sneak in, down, and then in that way. Okay, that's how that one goes. That's also cool. I got you. And then maybe that's for that zone there. Bloody brilliant. Now, again, we're going in circles, but if I had done my, like, rage quit and been like, oh, I hate it, let me redo all this. Movie magic, marker clack, beep, beep, take two, right? And I just kind of, like, built the other design I had in my mind, we wouldn't have gotten to this. So there you go. There's something to be said about pushing through. I'm having a personal eureka moment right now. Maybe this is translating to some of you, too. Also, hello to my my VOD warriors. You guys watching after the stream? Hello. Happy Friday. Or Tuesday. Or September. I gotta make some joke about happy November 23rd. And then someone on November 23rd being like, hey, actually, that's today. How'd you know? And does that one want to come into that now? Ooh. Mr. Chase, you get your save file working, though, in the end? This is a little bit excessive. Yeah. I do like how we've radically transformed our thought. I genuinely thought we'd still be like zoning houses and working on getting the offices going. Like we kind of are in theory. We're always working on like the bigger project, but I think this like rail expansion caught me off guard in a fun way. I like this. I think the craziest thought, which may or may not work, is if that one also did this. Just for like a bit more function from the rail. This is very Transport Fever-esque right here. But then Transport Fever wouldn't be this cruel to me trying to connect this much stuff together. They'd encourage it. Skylines is like, you're pushing your luck, kid. See, stuff like this happens. The connection up here looks nice, but then the lower part doesn't, right? Like right in here. I find the rail systems to be phenomenal compared to Cities 1, but we're still just not quite there. And this for me is like fundamentally why I like Transport Fever, because you have like way more fluid control over this stuff. Oh, there it is. Well, if you pack your patience, you get there too then. Okay.
This is an emergency.
Wild! That's so cool. That's really cool.
The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe.
Okay, now, can you connect to this train station here? I can, absolutely.
Until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
Yeah, that's the height. That's only a +3 to the grade overall. That's not terrifying. That road, barely functional, but I think if we lift this like a smidgen more, we got it. And then now we just make that a longer slope. Boom, and Bob's your uncle. Look at that, eh? Huh. All right, we'll keep on connecting. Time is ticking, my friend. Yes, it is. I feel like any day now, too, we should be getting some new content drops for Transport Fever. They were just saying, you know, May was the next beta test for the internal creators. And May is over. Which is like, what? Wait, this isn't Forza Horizon. Johnson, it is not. We are managing our addiction. I don't know how that would be received over here, just suddenly having, like, loud, high-octane speed. I'd enjoy it, I think, but... I did try some Project Cars once upon a time, and it wasn't, like, terrifying. And if you can imagine, we're not even going to be playing it on Twitch later. We have some Subnautica 2 and some Hell Let Loose Vietnam planned. By loud, high-octane stream, do you mean, like, a logo art stream? Yes. No, I don't... Oh, my God. No, you'd play the game. Like, Twitch is the hangout. Oh, my heaven. Twitch is hanging out, learning how to make good long-form content. YouTube, you kind of show what you've learned to trick people into thinking that you're good at the things you're doing. Jan, hello there. Any good weekend plans? Not really. You're going to try to take the cats to the park this weekend. Weather's been a bit wishy-washy, though. Okay, let's focus. The angle of this is throwing me off just a little bit. Like, if we're spending this much time, might as well make it look a bit nicer, right? I'm going to run, I think, a second track next to it for a second. And then we'll come in with that. You got any weekend plans of your own, my friend? Okay, a bit better. I have a date with a lake for a little bit of bass fishing. Excellent. Tell you're playing a lot of Forza, 'cause I almost read that as bass. I was like, oh yeah, dude. And then in Forza, I say bass, so it's like, huh? Turning old tomorrow. Happy birthday, dude. Not old, you mean wiser. Ooh, a restaurant Italiano. Andiamo. Well, what is it? How do you say like bon appetit in Italian? Buono appetito. Oh, that's exciting, dude. Same age as you, roughly. Oh, God. Older than time. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, right. We are young forever, us millennials. Alright, so these should converge down into one rail. I need just enough room to kind of like clear a train if one wanted to wait. So effectively that, but maybe a smidgen lower. Starting the bar crawl in the next hour with some family members. Johnson, be safe. Drink water. It's weird. My family lives, like, so far away. I never see them anymore. It's so weird, eh? And when you're, like, you know, smothered by them, you're like, oh, my God, give me some space, bruvs, you know? Now it's like, oh, I wonder what everyone back home is doing. But you guys are my digital family, right? That is cool. It's not quite what I want, though. Need that node to be a bit different. Oh, it's just right there, eh? There it is. Your mom says hi, and you should call soon. Oh my goodness, my mom loves 402. What a random 402. I literally love it. How often do you get to visit your family? Maybe like once a year. Historically, what I was doing is I would go to TwitchCon EU, and I would stop off in Sharana either on the way there or the way back. But just like last few years, it has been so incredibly expensive to travel, even like within the country. For me to go home like right now would be like a $600 or $700 round trip just for the plane ticket, which is like, huh. Just a little bit much. Okay, that's starting to look cool. That is starting to look cool. And then where would be the old, oh gosh, I don't even know. Like, are we going to have like an old defunct kind of like dock area? Oh, the road tripping. Well, road tripping would be so much fun to just drive anyway. But it just, the sheer size of Canada, it would take me like almost a week to drive there. And then a week to drive back. And then like $2,000 in gas. So it's kind of like, huh. So therein lies why the airplane cost is what it is. They're kind of taking advantage of people not really having much other choice, you know? But, you know, hopefully Christmas or something this year we can plan for something. And then my morbid parents, oh my goodness, it's kind of like, you know, well, we're only going to see you so many more times. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't, you know. My mom is doing the math on how many more times we might see each other. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, longevity, long life, please, you know, like, oh my goodness. They did meet Panda. Yeah, we went last summer. Or the summer before. I don't even know how timelines work anymore. Maybe it was last summer. We just did not go to TwitchCon EU. But we did Niagara Falls, that kind of stuff too, so she could see like the old Ontario area. The nice parts of it though. Yeah, right. That was last summer. Okay. Yeah, Romy hung out too. Okay, not the prettiest, but she does get the job done. I think we're getting two fairly, yeah, that's okay, it's okay. My other thought, hang on here. There's something to be said about the way the curve looks when you connect in a curve. It's a little bit cleaner. But I do talk to my parents, you know, we'll like message back and forth and call and stuff, so not super ignoring them. But I am overdue for a Sharana visit. Yeah, see, that's a cleaner. Did they ask Panda why she's with you? Like my parents did with my fiance? Like the red flag for Panda from my like family's perspective is that she was interested in me. And they're all politely being like, you realize, you know, what Jedi's like, right? And she's like, yeah, don't worry. It makes me happy. They're like, yeah, but like, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I'm like, hello, I'm here. I'm like, I'm in the room with you all. But they all independently talk to her being like, you're a very nice girl. What are you doing with this boy? You know? I was just like, whose side are you on? And they're like, her side. And I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. That looks so much better. Yeah, are you really sure? Are you okay? And I was like, oh, for Pete's sake. Get out of here. So this has the chance maybe to elevate through that part of the corridor. And then we could connect up over here because of the height maybe. It is a fun challenge building the puzzle this way. Everyone's streaming TwitchCon EU. Road trips currently, but a bit of FOMO. Yeah, I have that FOMO too, man. I didn't go last year. I think I went the year before. The time is just kind of weird. It's all becoming like one big blend right now. Traveling is just so much fun, but if you're like traveling from the west coast of Canada, you just spend so much time in the air and traveling that you have to stay for like a few days as well, and then that in itself is also expensive. All right, come on now. All right, let's try for this road, because that should work for the height. It's a nifty thought. It's a nifty thought. Elevated roads, elevated rail, elevated bus lane somewhere eventually. And yeah, can that come into here? It should, it should. We do like a good challenge with Skylines. If Skylines was very easy, it wouldn't be fun. The fact that it's not always the same intersection, always the same answer, always the same train station, that's what's kind of cool and interesting about this. And like that big thing of, like, you know, where you live too. That's such a big play. Okay, so that little road gets severed, no problem. You went in 2024. Thank you. That's right. We stopped off and saw Dashery and Armando in jolly old England. Oh, heck yeah. I feel like if this is your high school, you are going to grow up to love trains. If you're eating your lunch playing like basketball and trains are just zipping by all day, you'd be like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Okay, well, we're starting to spend a bit more time on this than I thought, but I'm really enjoying that we're pursuing it. I just don't think we're going to get to the downtown college per se today, but maybe we just put down like the college campus itself as kind of like a, let's not forget that thought. Okay, so that connects to there, and that goes to here. Perfect. Playing Skylines is not something to be done in a rush, and there's just a lot of these weird tips and tricks that we can kind of find, right? But I think my main advice these days is just, it's going to take you probably 2 or 3 extra steps. Be patient. And boy, I think all of us could use a little bit more patience. Patience? Unless you're a doctor. Maybe you're a bit stretched. There. And that just looks cool, but it's not practical. No, it's a shame, eh? Well, let's move the, Gosh, that hotel can be slightly moved over, right? The hotel near the train station makes super good sense in my mind. Oh, does that fit? Oh, that'd be so cool if that fit right there. Yeah, hotel at the waterfront next to the train station. Happy days. There you go. That could be... There we go. Just as long as there's enough room for our truck friends. Perfect. There it is. And then I need one more pillar for sure in here. That's too far between the pillars. And that pillar did not work. See what I mean? Just it's going to be a few extra steps. Just a few extra steps. But where are you going in such a rush, right? Yeah, I know. Nowhere. That's what I'm saying. Stop and smell the roses even, eh? Oh, yeah. Oh, sugars. I did that again, eh? I'm suddenly having flashbacks to, like, you know, the first 2 weeks of this game coming out, when we were, like, deep diving like this, and then the game would just spontaneously crash, and you'd be like, you're kidding me. And when was the last time you saved? 6 hours ago? And it's like, oh my god. Autosave is on, just in case you're like, well, you're not saving now. Okay, is that finally it? I think so. And then that is not the worst, but it's kind of a distance in between our connection points here. And this roundabout kind of becomes a little bit defunct unless we find another... another way through. Yeah, let's do that. And so... two-way traffic to the roundabout, maybe? No, you can just two-way traffic this way. There you go. And let's blend those together. Oh, that's not the right cue wall. Oh, that's cool. Wow, what a nice addition, eh? The strong straight lines of the track look a little bit cleaner, too. I think we did a really good job. It took a bit longer than was the plan, which is not the end of the world, but it does kind of seem like it was there, like, this whole time. So that's kind of the goal I was going for. If she fits, she sits. And I think she fits rather well right there, so she's sitting. And then just trying to get this now to double and triple up. Oh my goodness gracious me, but not impossible. Not impossible. Okay, so that one has that. This is elevated. Try to sync up the pillars if we can, for like height at least. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, genuinely not bad. And then this one goes in, and that's long enough for a train. Heck yes. Defaults, hey man. It's so hard to make this game not look like a cartoon. I 100% agree. Therein lies part of the challenge and beauty though, right? Custom assets, changing the color LUT, downloading a different camera perspective. I don't know, man. Every once in a while, I do just sometimes have a just brilliant moment of just like, whoa, you know? It looks real. I just feel like you have to sell a story that feels, like, believable. If your story doesn't feel like it could take place in this, like, storytelling universe, you're just not going to believe it. And there's something about your city that you could do that you're just like, the whole thing is now out of funk, but the opposite can still happen too, right? You can just have these moments where you're like, my good golly, this is beautiful. But you know what they say, man, Rome was not built in a day, so take her nice and slow. I'm going to raise all this up gently. Yeah, the ongoing pursuit that is Skylines, eh? That's better. Oh, I didn't realize we were, like, so far out of whack over here now. Oh, my days. Yo, Defaults, you've been getting back into it? Do you take a break at all because of the developer and all that? I never really stopped playing Skylines. I just happened to be like enjoying it so much more now that it's getting the Ice Flake updates. And this is kind of like what I was hoping that Skylines 2 was going to feel like right away on day one. And then it would start getting better from that point onward. Just crazy that it took like 2 or 3 years to get to now. And now the game is like, oh my goodness, this is pod racing. Okay, let's get focused. I miss CS1 content, same. I do as well. I really hope they start to recycle some of the thoughts from the CS1 DLCs. And I'd like, like a concert venue DLC. I'd like a transit DLC. Industries DLC was incredible for what it was. Park life, amazing. Green cities. I want, I want that stuff for this now. And you're just, borrowing from yourself. So it's not like you're stealing ideas, really. They should have called it a beta. I know, Johnson, 100%, dude. Like, even to the creators, they were kind of like, I don't want to say misleading. I don't think anyone really wanted this to be the case. I think everyone just had, like, too much of an ambitious thought that just couldn't come to fruition by the time the deadline actually came. Because they were updating the game, like, hours, you know what I mean? Like, we had it at, quite a few days early. And then they were rolling updates out so frequently with us. And so we just kind of assumed that, like, the final version, that was going to go to market was going to be, like, better. And didn't, wasn't going to feel early access-ish, but they just didn't quite get that. And hello there. Hey, we're talking about you. Okay, does that line up better? It's weird that they made the Industry DLC and Parks DLC and then didn't implement that into CS2. Yeah, it is weird. Because they're good ideas, and that we're like the Industries DLC was probably one of the best DLCs, but you should not get it if you're a new player, because then it's kind of lost on you how insanely good that DLC actually is. You have to go through like vanilla industry struggle to be like, oh, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is a masterpiece, and it's like, yeah, dude. I like to build with realism. I just can't do it in CS2. Fair. I'd say, I don't know when you last approached that, but I'd say it's easier now with the workshop popping off so much. And Ice Flake has done a couple of really good patches and optimization with it, so it's a little bit easier to like jam a bunch of extra content in, like workshop content. But I feel like inherently, like, the CS2 engine is more realistic, is more beautiful, should kind of, like, be able to bring that realism level up. I just feel like awkward gameplay models and mechanics have kind of stopped that a bit. This one's so close. And it's like, like this kind of stuff, right? This probably is user error. I'm not the greatest. I don't need to be, but I just feel like this is the kind of stuff that takes a bit longer than I want it to and then I plan for it to, but not the end of the world, really. But how hard should it really be to just get, like, pillars and heights and all that stuff to kind of line up, right? This seems like it shouldn't be this complicated. This is where Transport Fever maybe is, like, a bit better when it comes to the systems. But I think you get there, though. If you do pack your patience and you do have kind of like a goal in mind, you do get there. Just expect it to take you an extra step or two, I guess, these days, eh? And then CS1 was very inherently cartoony, but everything else was about it. So you kind of get away a bit more with stuff not really feeling as real. Whereas with this one, it kind of feels like they're trying for like true simulation software. But then there's a lot of stuff that kind of breaks that, like, you know, the uncanny valley, the fourth wall, and you're kind of like, I don't believe what you're trying to sell me right now. The textures are mobile looking. Oh my heaven. I don't think you're that wrong, eh? Yeah, it's realistic. Imagine how much work it takes for engineers to get it perfect right, and it's helping me see things differently, and like, you really don't need to be super perfect. I was mentioning earlier about this, like, you know, you're just waiting for a perfect moment, a perfect day, the perfect weather, the perfect pitch. Like, that stuff doesn't really exist, though, you know? These perfect conditions. All right, just looking at this, I think this parking garage actually wants to move across the street. There you are, friend. And I think the rail wants to go a little bit further along before we, I'll merge up there, eh? It's Shumway's birthday tomorrow, eh, Panda? I'm not sure if he's still lurking or not. Alright, cool. Oh, goodness. You know what I have not done yet this stream? I haven't declared that coffee is the greatest drink. Everyone drink some coffee right now. Let's all live in that moment together. My God, we've been cooking so much that I haven't even been drinking coffee even. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. And the city crossed 100,000 in the midst of all this, too. That's cool. Heck yeah, dude. And then I have a real, actual question. How would we declare this series to be finished? Like, when my computer gives up, when we filled the whole map, like, what is our end game goal here, you know? I don't think I've ever actually finished a series on YouTube, you know what I mean? Okay, let's put the speed back on here. Yeah, just how they're doing the textures in the game. They're not using any detail maps on them, just flat images. Fair. Defaults, I was reading with the next update coming that shadows and all that kind of stuff is going to start being the next big, you know, push for content. I'm between beer and coffee, and they're both so good. Beer is also pretty cool for what it is. Fancy magic, you know, mineral water that makes you dance faster, right? All right. Trains. They're connected. This is so cool and so dorky. All right, one last big piece here. This one's going to have to go over top. And then come on over to here, eh? You say things I wouldn't or normally say. No, yeah, the old... I mean, for good and for worse, right? No, alcohol is just... It's a social drink. You obviously want to be, like, responsible with it, but... Back in the day when water was kind of questionable, you would drink your beer, right? And it's just fancy mineral water, really. Vitamin water. Not tall enough. Okay, so 20 should be the right height to go over this without it looking goofy. And how is Panda? How's the workday? Oh, man, that should be just enough room. And then, brother, if this is your office lounge, this is your, like, you know, that's the carp pond, come here for the business meetings, you know, all the doctors hang out here or something, like, that's such a vibe. If rail... I would absolutely spend every waking minute of the day here if I worked in this office. I'd be like, Jedi, you have to come in for the office meeting. I'd be like, oh, I'm okay. I'll be on Zoom call out here, boys. The series is over when you stop making new vids. People ask when the next one is coming out. Oh, man, it's never going to end then. Oh my heaven. No, I think the 2 a week is a good format. I do want to add another day of content to YouTube, though. I think the 2 a week gives you a chance to kind of get caught up. And if you guys are watching and you're enjoying, just hit the like button. Helps kind of get some new people in. Just trying to grow our ecosystem, meet some new friends forever and always, you know? Yeah, we actually have a lot more room there than I thought. That's good. Beer is mostly water. Yeah, but water's good for you, you know? People are made of water. Big old bags of emotional water, right? So is coffee, but then both those things, like, dehydrate you, you know? So you have to go drink some water. Here it is. That's so cool. That is so cool. It's just a gentle, little bit crooked, eh? I might reconnect that just to get a longer, smoother profile there. Coffee doesn't dehydrate. That's a myth. Oh, is it? Cool. You gain way more water. Oh, okay, okay. Well, this is maybe just big water than trying to, you know, convince you to drink more of it. I don't know, eh? Someone's like furiously taking notes, being like, huh, didn't know that, eh? It's a bit of a tight turn. It's crazy how the pillars just worked very well for the curve there, too. Like, fundamentally, this game has a very, very good, strong foundation. And the No Man's Sky era is upon us. I'm really excited to see, like, in a year where we're at. Especially if there's some, like, big breakthrough in, like, RAM or video cards. All of a sudden, everyone's just rocking, like, wild tech, you know? Oh, it's so much better. Darn, that is so cool. We just lost it right here, though. I might be able to try to pull that a bit. That one should stay locked, whereas those ones are, there it is. Incredible, dude. Thank you. Incredible. Like, for playing layering together, that's so cool. Oh, Jan, you were back, eh? People say you need to hydrate, but everything has mostly water. Yeah, I don't know. Water, I mean, just, it's like an oil change for your car, right? Don't neglect it. Keep filtering your system. All right, I'm going to press play, and I'm going to see if we can maybe get trains going here. Oh, this part's still disconnected.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
Radar readings indicate a tornado is
Another tornado.
visible soon. Citizens
Another tornado. Every freaking stream, dude. Oh my gosh. Well, hunker down. We're used to them by now. Everyone's got a shelter, I'm sure, eh? I think alcohol does dehydrate to some degree. Yes, alcohol causes dehydration, acts as a diuretic, which means it causes your kidneys to flush out fluids faster than normal. Yeah, because your brain thinks you're getting, like, poisoned or something, right? So you gotta filter and get her out. I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to get my YouTube channel banned over this, so to the Twitch lawyers out here, or the YouTube lawyers, hi. How's your day? Anyway, just drink water. I got the moral of the story, just drink water. Water is good for you. Water everywhere. Let's all have a drink, right? Okay, so this is technically connected, but you're not getting garbage picked up. Why is that? I guess you're just the farthest you can be from the collection point, which would kind of make sense as to why it's not a happy camper. But then this could kind of be like the reason in the rhyme for like the next town over here. We need a little bit of services to help kind of accommodate. That is so incredibly cool though, eh? Yeah, I played last week for 3 hours just to try out the node controller. Yes, dude. I have that, but I'm not using it a lot. Same with the lane connectors. I want basically a copycat of the best mods from CS1 in CS2. And they're starting to come. They don't quite have the same functionality yet, but they're starting to pick up pace, you know? All this just makes me happy. Okay, and then this just goes to the region. Oh, it will go to the region that way eventually. Wow. That's a cool thought. But then, like, here. Oh, man. What a wild junction. We have the coolest rail junction in town now. Again, organic development led to the necessity of this. That tells that story better. That's cool, dude. And now we can get a little bit more function out of our actual rail systems here. Dude, no way. That is so cool. All right. Breaking ground on new trains. That is so cool. But then does that one want to come? Oh, we can do a loop in the city now. Oh, man. Almost. We're like, it's almost there. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know if you're using the traffic light enhancement. I think Brucey made that one. It's a very basic version, but you can kind of create time traffic lights and a little bit of, like, you know, rules. You can do the traffic mod, which allows you to connect your, like, lane arrows together. So that's kind of handy. So we're starting to get there. And then that in combination with the node controller, so you can make the intersection a little bit bigger. That's handy. Then I feel like I'm just kind of missing the, what was it? The network multi-tool, because that was so fire at making, just, you know, spirals, intersections, up and down for your on-offs for the highway ramps, you know? So I guess we'll just come down here and then just take her on back. Oh, we have a tram depot in here. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if I realized there was a tram depot in that earlier. That's fun. Just different side of the rail for... Yeah, sure, why not, eh? Just daring to be a little bit different, why not? And so that one goes back this way. And then back to the region, and then that's cool. And then, oh man, train coming into here. I guess we get train coming in there, and then metro to there. That is out now? Okay, see, I'm like a little bit behind on the mods. I'm a little bit behind on mods and assets. We got, like, early access to the news of all the updates and stuff coming, so I was a little bit nervous to start piling content on, knowing that the game was about to get a big change. No, wait, is that one of our new regional trains? Oh, yes, sir! That's so cool. What color do you want to make this line? Let's just do a very beautiful dark blue. Almost like midnight blue, if we can, even. That'll be very sharp. Oh, wrong button, my friend. Wrong button. Must press enter, not escape. Yes. Oh, no, you did do it. Oh, okay. Excellent. I kind of want to ride one of these trains here from start to finish now, eh? Yeah, let's see how it gets pulling into the station. Where is our closest friend? Here you are. Oh, yeah, dude. Is that working? Did I follow you? I'm following the station. Here you go. Oh, magnificent. Oh my gosh, it feels like we're set in a forest right here. We do need so many more trees. Oh my heaven. I almost need to turn off anarchy and just blanket plants. Especially in the residential part. That was kind of our goal, and we've just unfortunately run out of time somehow, eh? The rails took a little bit longer than planned, but I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. This is such a much needed, eh? Nixu, hey man. We've been talking about this like quite literally since episode 1, trying to get rails going through here. And I kept on procrastinating. That looks so cool. I might be able to drop the profile a little bit lower, but just for like a generic let's go downtown. That's so cool. Oh, I love it. Nixie, how was your day? Also, I bet you there's gonna be some comment from some like doctor or someone's like, "Hi, I'm in school to be a nurse. Here's the facts." You know, when it comes to the drinking stuff. What time do you think we have? We just don't have enough of it. Regardless, we just don't have enough, dude. That's so cool. I'm absolutely geeking out. And the stadium, Drogon. Let's go. There's our bus depot down there looking good. Our stadium, our bridge. Very nice. I just wish this only took 30 minutes, not 2 hours. And again, like if this had been a YouTube video, I probably would have stopped and I probably would have restarted to try to get this, but then we wouldn't have gone through the way we went through it, you know? Yeah, watch out for those hydration police. Oh, look at you. Darn, that is cool. All right, so just, yeah, a few trees. Make me happy. If I turn off anarchy and I just do, like, a blanket, I should be able to grab just, like, the open pockets here. Just gently, hopefully. We'll just let these kind of, like, grow. Of course, not everywhere needs a set of trees, but this part of the city just feels a little bit too sparse. A little bit barren, as it were, you know? And then just seeing, like, the difference from driving, you know, the trains through areas that have trees, like, my goodness gracious me, you know? Do we have any last minute thoughts, questions, hopes, streams? And if you guys are watching the VOD, the replay afterwards, hello again. I appreciate that too. If you made it this far, I appreciate that. Drop me a comment, respond to some other comments too. We can get a little, you know, a little chit chat going on here. Otherwise, I think for my homework, I'll try to get some more stuff downloaded. We're looking for old brick buildings, old waterfronts. We need some hotels, and then casino nightlife. You know, fancy restaurants, you know, some swank cafes, like, you know, second floor lounge, rooftop vibing, some fun colors if we can, some neons. There's something to be said about the night game, and we're not even playing with a day-night schedule, so we could have a little bit of a nightlife stream. Mondo, hey man, do you remember that you can plop down older trees? Yeah. I don't know how to describe. I love seeing the trees grow. That makes me feel like the city is kind of growing too. That was a nice little addition that you could do the old boys. Crazy that wasn't like a vanilla setting, right? But I don't know. Like it's when the graveyards also fill up. It's morbid, but it makes the city feel more real. Like if those trees grow up over the course of the next few streams and it feels more green and lush over here, I'll feel like we you know, have like a mission accomplished. And then the houses themselves, as these also age, their trees will grow. I'm gonna put some more in. That is a very good shout, though, for anyone that did not know. Or for forgetful me, you know? There. Perfect. Well, I want to keep going, but that's it. Absolutely phenomenal, though. Downtown trains. More of them. I love it. That's cool. Absolutely cool. All right, last thing I'll do, because I am addicted to the game. The last thing is we did unlock one more skyscraper. Where is that? I swear I'm not making this up, am I? Silver Dragon. Oh my heaven! Wow. Holy smokes. Wow. This is so tall. So this will now, I think, be the tallest building. Oh my heaven. Residential. So we want it to be kind of maybe near the residential pocket. That has to be like, wow, that is so tall. Oh my goodness. I don't know if noise pollution is going to be a factor. I don't know if this is the spot permanently, but maybe yes. Wowzers, man. Holy wow. I feel like it needs a friend or something else to kind of like beef that up. I'm going to keep that there for the moment. I'm going to take a screenshot right here even. That's kind of cool. Wait for the rain to stop. That could be the thumbnail. That's it though, friends. I want to keep going. I appreciate you hanging out. Drop a like, drop me a comment, come back again. Subscribing's free, so you can tell your friends too. Took 42 gigs of memory to even start my CS1 city. CS1 had a speed limit. It had a roof. It had a ceiling. It was made in a different era for different computers. CS2 is the future. And this looks good. This feels good. And I am addicted to this game. But if I don't stop here, we're never going to stop. So I will prove that we're not addicted and we can quit anytime we want. And I'll see you guys again. Love, peace, and hair grease. Canada, check it out. Take care. Stay hydrated.